Welcome to our Asian Star Trend channel. Today we have the following news. Hope you and your friend Bae Yong-joon's hair is gray. His wife looks as young as ever. The originator of Korean Wave lives like a real idol drama. A silver-haired surprise on the streets of Fukuoka. It was an ordinary day on a quiet street in Fukuoka until a single frame stirred the collective memory of a generation as the camera panned past a cozy neighborhood restaurant. A man in a military green polo shirt leaned forward, adjusting his glasses. His silver-streaked hair slipped behind his ear. Without hesitation, the woman beside him, dressed in sleek black, gently tucked it back in place. That brief, tender gesture ignited a digital wildfire. Netizens quickly pieced it together. Was that Bae Yong-joon and his wife? The same Bae Yong-joon who vanished from public life nearly a decade ago, once the face of the Hallyu Wave thanks to Winter Sonata? The bespectacled heartthrob who made turtlenecks iconic, a fan's candid snapshot, just a silhouette, really was enough to shatter online forums. For those who once sobbed through snowy episodes of Winter Sonata, it was like time folded in on itself. How did he go from our eternal oppa to silver-haired ajashi so fast? One fan wrote, half in heartbreak, half in awe, and yet, beyond the nostalgia and shock, there was something quietly beautiful in the scene. A man at ease in anonymity, a woman's instinctive care, a moment of aging gracefully together in a world obsessed with reinvention. This fleeting encounter offered something rare, a glimpse of continuity. Of love that persists when the camera stops rolling. It wasn't just a photo. It was a story. A reminder. And maybe even a little gift from Hallyu King to Hawaii's hidden tycoon. The quiet legacy of Bae Yong-joon. To grasp the weight of Bae Yong-joon's legacy is to revisit a time when the Hallyu Wave first crashed into Asia with breathtaking force back in 2002, as hotelier aired across the region. Tokyo's upscale Ginza district saw an unusual trend, department store eyeglass counters looping footage of Bae gently pushing up his gold-rimmed frames. Japanese housewives, utterly smitten, rushed to buy the same design. So many, in fact, that shops ran out of stock, and that was just the beginning. When Bae flew to Taiwan for a fan event, the chaos was legendary. Drunk on nostalgia, an entertainment executive once let slip that fans at Taiwan airport were so frenzied they shattered 3 glass doors just trying to catch a glimpse of him. He wasn't just a star, he was a phenomenon, sweeping across Asia with quiet charisma and wintry romance. But then came the twist no one saw coming. At 38, still at the peak of his fame, Bae sold his agency to SM Entertainment. No grand farewell tour. No dramatic press conference. Just a quiet exit, and a new beginning. With Park Soo-jin, the actress 13 years his junior, he disappeared into the warm breeze of Hawaii, re-emerging only as a rumor, a myth, a silent tycoon living the good life far from flashing cameras. That sudden retreat from fame wasn't a fall, it was a choice. And perhaps, in a culture where stars often burn out under relentless glare, Bae Yong-joon wrote a different ending, one of grace, mystery, and lasting allure. Aging like a drama scene, Bae Yong-joon and Park Soo-jin's timeless street style leaves young fans stunned. This latest candid street shot from Japan didn't just go viral, it shattered the boundary between nostalgia and reality. In the photo, 52-year-old Bae Yong-joon walks tall and lean through a quiet Tokyo alley, his sharp cheekbones more prominent than ever. Yet it's his posture straighter than the 20-something waiter beside him that really catches the eye. On his left hand, a wedding ring quietly glints in the light. And as for Park Soo-jin, she's casually carrying the same Hermes handbag she flaunted 9 years ago at their wedding. 2 younger fans raised on flashy couple vlogs and curated soft launches. The understated presence of this vintage Hallyu couple feels almost surreal. Anyone else would be flaunting wealth, trending every other day, one netizen commented. These two? They're living like they walked straight out of a time travel drama. But that's exactly what makes this sighting hit different. While others chase relevance with PR stunts and designer drops, Bae and Park are quietly rewriting the script for celebrity life after the spotlight. No drama. No flex. Just a slow, graceful walk through a city street. Together it's oddly romantic, unexpectedly aspirational, and entirely out of sync with today's social media rhythms, so much so that it feels like a glitch in the matrix. But maybe that's their magic. They don't play the fame game anymore, and in doing so, they win it all over again. Low-key, long-lasting, the unwritten love story of Bae Yong-joon and Park Soo-jin. If there's a secret formula to keeping love fresh in the spotlight, Bae Yong-joon and Park Soo-jin might just hold the blueprint, and it's far from what anyone expected when Park first signed with Bae's agency. Gossip mills churned fast. Many assumed it was only a matter of time before the classic scandal unfolded. Powerful CEO, rising actress, blurred lines. But the industry and the nation watched in stunned silence as nothing of the sort happened. Instead, the two quietly dated for 2 years before announcing their marriage, proving that patience, not headlines, can still tell the best love stories now. With 2 children enrolled in an international school in Hawaii, the couple lives an almost mythical level of privacy. Paparazzi have tried everything: stakeouts, tip-offs, drones, but a full family photo remains elusive. They're not hiding, they're just not performing. And when a major scandal involving Kim Soo-hyun, once tied to Bae's former company, made headlines last year, media swarmed in hopes of a reaction. For 2 weeks, reporters waited in vain for a comment from the elusive Halai pioneer. None came. Instead, the only sighting was of Park Soo-jin, calmly picking out mangoes at a local grocery store, the very fruit her husband loves most. No press conference. No damage control. Just loyalty, normalcy, and a shared domestic rhythm. Far from the noise in a world of performative love and clickbait drama, theirs is a romance that thrives in silence. And somehow, that makes it all the more unforgettable. Wrinkles, romance, and realness. How Bae Yong-joon is aging into the leading man of real life. Zoom in on the recent straight snap and you'll spot them fine lines fanning from Bae Yong-joon's eyes, deep enough to catch mosquitoes, as one fan joked. But the verdict from the public? The man's aura is still devastatingly intact. There's something timeless about the way he carries himself, that refined, roguelike elegance straight out of his untold scandal days. Now older, leaner, and silver-haired, he somehow feels more compelling, not less. A beauty expert even chimed in, blaming his weathered skin on Hawaii's unforgiving UV rays from too much surfing. Fans clapped back instantly. This man doesn't even bother dyeing his hair. You think he cares about a few wrinkles? Some of these botoxed celebs should be taking notes. The most viral moment, though, wasn't about his looks, it was about a gesture. In one candid shot, Bae pulls out a chair for his wife, Park Soo-jin, with quiet ease. Just like that, the internet stopped debating grandpa versus silver fox and reached consensus: he's living out a real-life romance drama. No script. No camera crew. Just instinct. And let's talk glow-up. Back at their wedding 9 years ago, Bae looked slightly fuller, softer. Today, his shirt hangs off a frame sculpted by time and likely a fitness-savvy wife. After all, Soo-jin's Instagram bio still reads certified nutritionist. She, born in 1985, breezes through Tokyo in a spaghetti-strap top, looking barely out of college. He, like a scholar fresh off the set of a historical epic. But somehow, the contrast works. Maybe that's what makes them unforgettable, not perfection, but authenticity. As Bae once had lived on the Winter Sonata set, aging is a privilege, not a punishment. Watching him peel sweet shrimp for his wife in a quiet restaurant, that line finally makes sense. Gray hair, gold watch, and quiet power. Bae Yong-joon redefines the art of growing old gracefully. It all started with a strand of silver hair, bold, unruly, and unapologetically visible. A sharp-eyed stylist friend weighed in Korea, if a male celebrity over 50 is still dyeing his hair black, he's probably still hustling in the industry. But someone like Bae Yong-joon, who lets it all show? He's either truly retired, or the sentence was cut short by a gleam from his wrist, a Patek Philippe watch, worth a decade of salary for the average office worker. This wasn't a faded idol. This was a man who had mastered both his exit and his evolution. And then there's his wife, Park Soo-jin. While his watch screamed quiet luxury, her worn-edged Hermes bag whispered something more intimate. These are people who spend where it matters to them, not to you. No designer flex, no curated couple looks. Just real, lived-in wealth and values. The kind that doesn't beg for validation. But it was a single photo that brought the internet to its knees. In the glow of a restaurant light, Bae's eyeglasses reflected just enough to obscure his eyes. The shot went viral, paired with a haunting line from Winter Sonata, "You can see my tears, because I'm smiling." The romantic hero of a generation, now veiled by age and reflection, was somehow more poetic than ever. Last year, a short clip of him resurfaced and triggered a flood of nostalgia. Among the comments, one line stood out: "A handsome man who ages becomes an uncle. But an uncle who stays handsome? That's Bae Yong-joon." And just like that, he reminded everyone, growing old isn't just a privilege, it's a power move.